It's not nice outside. It's raining. It's cold. But I'm going to have a protest if I don't do something soon. And they've already, look at this. I've had these years. They've disemboweled one of them. And they're looking at me as if to say, us? We didn't do it. It's not us. We wouldn't do anything like that. Well, they did. So they are going to go out. They're going to have their special collars on. They're not brilliant, these, but, you know, they do the trick. A green one and a red one. And we're just going to have a walk around the village, and then we're going to come back and have some dinner. And I'm going to do some sewing, and I'm going to do my little bit of embroidery. So I don't know what time my Vlogmas will go up tonight, but who cares? It's going to go up. That's the main thing. So I will see you in the woods. I'm not going to start singing, and I promise I'm not going to go looking at any aeroplanes on live. There's no wind today. It's not exciting when there's no wind. Here they come. Oh. There she is. So yesterday I mentioned that I was going to put something up that caused quite a stir when I made it for Vlogmas a few years ago. And I did put a link in. I'll put another card in here, just to maybe, it'll be a random day during that Vlogmas when I produced these beautiful things. So the very first Vlogmas I did was all about my Christmas, was all called All About the Trees. And I did a tree a day for 24 days, and I think that's when I went grey, because I was still very new to machine embroidery, and believe me, it put me through my paces. So and what I did was I put the tree up every day and I added it to the bunting, so the bunting got longer. So literally on day one there was that tree, and that was it, a length of bunting tape and nothing else. So obviously, where did I get to? Let me cut back in. I got to about here. And you know, look, I think this is my favourite one because it's very sort of tactile, and I love the little bits of red. And I just bought all the designs online from places like Embroidery Designs and EMB Library. There's loads of new ones, you know. I could do it all again. I was very tempted to. It's beautiful. So I lost quite a bit of this last weekend to stress. I'm feeling a lot happier today about the whole situation. It's still niggling away at the back, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just coping with it. That's the problem, I think. So I didn't do any extra sewing. I did a little bit of cutting out. So I have got a lot to do. So tonight I'm going to crack on with it. And to start with, I am going to pull out the stockings that need the labels putting on, because that was a job I was going to do at the Sewing Social on Saturday that I got cancelled. So I need white at the bottom of my sewing machine, red at the top. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll show you how I'm doing halfway through. Right, you can't see me, I am just here. There I am. My next Christmas project that I need to do is that my niece would like a little stocking for Amelia as well. So I mentioned when I was packing up for the Harrogate social that I would make her a little stocking, and I seriously haven't done anything about all these stockings and things. I have been very, very remiss. Now what I'm going to do is I've popped on my walking foot onto my sewing machine again. Well, the walking foot is probably one of the best ones to use if you are wanting to quilt, because as I've said before, it allows, you've got that movement, so you're like snapping the stitches down onto the fabric as it goes through. It's snap and feed through and snap. So it's feeding from the bottom and it's allowing the top to move up like that. So it's allowing a complete freedom of movement, which is why it was so successful for the puffer fabric. Yes, I've got an integrated differential feed, but it doesn't do the top, only the bottom. So I have, take this off now, that's it, and pin this one together, and I'm hoping I can get these beautifully quilted before I go up tonight. This week I'd like to try and get these finished. I would like to try and get the boys' pyjamas finished. Not so much George's, because obviously I can see Hannah, I can see her during the week. And then Amelia is going to have this lovely name, is going to form the, it will just, if you can see like that, can you see that we're going to get Amelia will be the little like bit around the top there with her name on it, and I've got more of the red ribbon here. And this is a lovely scrap I had in my stash. It's one of those precious Christmas fabrics that we all hold on to. So let's have a look and see if we can get this quilted, and then I'm going to go and edit. I want to say a great big thank you to the lovely lady, Gail, who bought me well, she didn't do a coffee, she did a thanks on YouTube. So thank you ever so much, Gail. That's so super, super kind of you. Much appreciated and totally, totally unexpected. So there we are, two halves of the stocking. They do need joining together and sewing round. And at this point, I would say, I know I haven't taken off all the ends, and I can remove the ends later, which is 9 times out of 10 what I do. I'm very lazy when it comes to taking off ends. If you don't believe me, Lorianne will confirm this. So I really could do with that. Now the other thing that I thought was, don't think it's going to work. I was wondering if I could get all the way around with the Amelia, but I don't think it's going to work. Oh, no, it won't do. So I'll have to cut the Amelia to here and join that round. And I thought I might be able to do it whereby the two bits here would get stuck. See, I could do it. I have to think about this. I need to think about this. Where I catch, that's it. I would catch the top in like so. Where I would catch the top in like that. But I'd want the white to go all the way around, so I'd need the two white pieces. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to call it quits there for my sewing for today, but I am going to carry on because having got this far, and it is 10 to 10 and I do need to go to bed, I think it's time to stop for today. Sometimes it's good when you're sewing to stop at that point where you think, I could just do a little bit more. Sometimes if you stop at that point and go back the following day, you're likely to have more success. So I know exactly where I'm going with this stocking, and I have to say, Isn't that just so amazing? And it's going to look absolutely stunning. And the only worst thing about this is I'm going to want to make mantelpiece hanging stockings for my grandchildren and for Layla as well. And I don't have time. And it was a one-off for Becca, for Amelia. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I just love it. It's a real... Do you know, if it's a Macawa or a Lewis and Irene, that one, I think it was a Macawa. And I know I got it in Bugweeds in York. So for today, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, it would be lovely if you wouldn't mind subscribing and having you join me on this journey. Give me a like, send me a comment. I'm going to stop now and I'm going to go and edit. I think I've got everything in I needed to put into today. What I am going to say is that I don't know if I'll actually get a vlog up on Wednesday, which would be day 11. The reason being, we have the evening performance of the school nativity. So I'm going to be out of my house for nearly 12 hours. And I think that might just be a little bit too much. And it really frustrates me because I'd love to do a Vlogmas, even if it's just a little tiny one. So if one comes up, you might find it is literally 3 or 4 minutes long. And it would be great to do that just to keep up the flow now I've got the internet. And especially now it's working. So let's see what happens, but I will be back tomorrow with some more Christmas sewing because having a weekend of doing housework, I've got no excuse not to sew. So for now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all again very soon.